You're okay. You're okay. You don't have to bark. Is my nose gonna run? I hope not. I got some tissue if it does. Please don't be dead. Hey y'all. Hey Gemini. What's going on? I decided to do it live because, well, for one thing, YouTube is really tripping. And it's not just tripping with me. I've noticed other creators say that um their views this month are low also, but like mine are weirdly low. Lower than um I'm sorry y'all, my purse fell and everything fell out my purse. As a matter of fact, let me take the comb out. If I say one more time, the views are low and lower than what they normally are, and I'm not the only person who was going through that. So I was like, okay, well maybe um I will do, if I feel like it, 2 videos a day. If I feel like it, one live and one regular video, to see if that can like throw me back into the algorithm, because that's the whole thing with YouTube. If you fall out of the algorithm, um, it's kind of difficult. Please be a charger over here. Oh my God. 99 phone charger. Um, if you fall out of the algorithm, okay, so this battery is on 41%, and when this battery dies, we're going to leave. Okay? So let me talk about 2 things before I jump into the Orisha chit chat, because someone asked me to talk about Ochosi, even though I think I already have a video up about Ochosi, but um, I can be in a good mood and talk about Ochosi. Anyway, so 2 things. One thing, what I posted, hopefully this has no volume. Okay, it doesn't. What I posted about Serena Williams, if you go and look at that second, if you go and look at that video that I posted from Schuler King, who is a comedian, he has the picture that I was referring to. That particular picture has since been taken off of her Instagram because she got so much flack about skin bleaching from that picture that she took the picture off of her Instagram. Now, everyone knows that Serena Williams and her sister are very beautiful, melanated, chocolate women. Okay? But in that photo, she is lighter than I am. Like, she is lighter than Beyonce in that picture. In all reality, Beyonce is not even as light as Beyonce shows herself in videos and stuff. Beyonce has like a honey, when you see Beyonce with all her makeup and all of that stuff, she has a nice little honey brown tone. She's not like high yellow, that light, bright, almost white that they try to portray her as. And, this stems all the way back to slavery, all the way back to the field and the house. If you were mixed by by massa, I can't say the words, but y'all know, if that happened to you, you were brought into the house because you were fairer skinned and you were easier for them easier on the eyes for them to tolerate. But if you were chocolate and, mocha and coffee and paper bag and, all of these other terms, you were out in the, I would have been in the, with this hair, I'd have been out in the field, child. They'd have grabbed me by this hair, even though my hair does grow long. It's still this hair. It's still this, shrink up if it's not wet type hair. They'd have drug me. This complexion wouldn't have meant nothing to them. They'd have looked at my hair and been like, put her out there with our mama. And took, even though my mother was very fair skinned, very, very fair skinned with freckles. And my mother was one of those women that back in the 60s they call red bone and, all of that kind of stuff. But my father was very dark skinned, so they had me in between. I digress. Now, this photo of Serena Williams, I don't know if it's skin bleaching. I don't know if whoever took the picture used a flash, because foundation, if you're not wearing the correct foundation when you take a picture and that photo flash on you, your foundation will present white. Even on us African Americans, it just don't look right. So I don't know if she had a white makeup artist who didn't know the correct foundation to use for her, or somebody just wanted her to look like a clown, or she just woke up and chose violence and was like, you know what? I'm just gonna, I don't care what y'all think. I'm light skinned did today, and I'm gonna take this picture with my white husband, and I want us to blend in with each other. So I'm gonna put on L'Oreal's number 2, um, what is it? Porcelain colored foundation, because that's what it looked like she did. It looked like she went and got that L'Oreal. Do L'Oreal even make foundation? I don't know. What's one of the white makeup foundation people? That shows how much I wear makeup. Maybelline. She went and got the Maybelline ghost colored foundation and put that on top of her chocolate skin, and she came out looking like a ghost in that photo. And so the photo is, her face is white, and her, her neck is, I guess the color is supposed. I don't know. It's a mess, child. And she got that wig on, and I think the wig is like blonde. It's just too much for my brain to process. And obviously, my brain wasn't the only brain having a hard time processing it, because people were speaking on it to the point where she had to take the picture down. She deleted it. because I went to her Instagram, and the picture was a brand deal. It was a brand deal. So somebody took those pictures, the company approved it, and was like, oh yes, girl, yes, you are going to shut them down with this one. And that's exactly what she did. She shut it down so much that she had to end up deleting her own picture. So that's the first thing. Because, people were like, I was already catching y'all in the comments. Oh, she's beautiful. All I see is beauty. I never said she was ugly. She is beautiful. She's a beautiful woman. Chocolate is beautiful. All shades of melanin is beautiful. I never said she was ugly, but that picture, that foundation did not fit her. That foundation was not working. And if you think it was, then you're not looking with your real eyes. It's okay to look with our critical eye. We can be critical because I don't think she's an ugly person. I just think that was a messed up photo. And, you know, this generation, y'all, you can't criticize or you can't say nothing about nobody without, people. Shut up. We have opinions. If you rolling that mess around in your brain, you may as well speak it. We all have opinions, and I'm not gonna shut my opinion down because, uh, well, I don't wanna offend nobody. I don't care that much about your feelings. If you offended, that's on you, and I means that with all of my heart. I mean it. Okay. The next thing before because we gonna get into the Orisha stuff. The next thing is Floyd Mayweather is getting ready to fight one of them Paul brothers. I don't know which one it is and don't care because it was just interesting today. You know how they do the whole thing when the fighters come and they stand in front of each other and they hyping up the fight. Yeah, I do this. I rip you from limb to limb. I pull all your teeth out with some pliers. They got to do all that. They got to hype the fight up. So they did that, and that Paul boy snatched off Floyd Mayweather's hat. And honey, what he do that for? All you could see and see what it was is he had set it up because he had put it on TikTok that he was gonna do it. See, TikTok can get you hurt. He had put it on TikTok. Yeah, I get out there. I'ma snatch his hat. He snatched his hat. He snatched that hat and took a black eye to go home with. You didn't even get the hat. You didn't even get to keep the hat. His souvenir from snatching that hat was a black eye. Somebody in Floyd Mayweather's camp hit him smooth in the eye. And it was already getting dark around there before he even made it back home. So tomorrow it's gonna be blackety black. Stop playing with people. And y'all know black people already on edge. It's okay to talk. It's okay to, for two men to, yeah, woo, woo, but once you, and honey, I don't know what was going on with Floyd Mayweather's hair, but it looked like he ain't been to the bar. Now, you got too much money for your hair to be looking like that. I don't have no money. My husband cuts my hair. And it seemed like he on a strike or something. He haven't been acting like he really want to cut my hair. But you too rich to be walking around with your hair looking like that. I think when old boy snatched that hat off, I think that's what really made him mad. Like, this dude done really snatched my hat off, and I didn't do nothing to my hair before I got here. Like, he wasn't expecting nobody to snatch his hat off. That's like someone, you know, like if somebody snatched my wig off, like I'm out in public and somebody snatched my wig off, they gonna get this on a good day, but on a bad day, they're gonna get that black gel that I be putting around here to to so you can't see like the gray. I got this black gel stuff that I put around the edges, and then I put my gel on it. So if you snatch my wig off, you gonna get this, and it's black, like shoe polish black around there. So, yeah, you don't just be expecting people to just run up on you and take your lid off. So, he wasn't expecting that. And when it happened, it was bad. Do you hear me? It was bad, bad. But he got punched in the eye. So, I think Floyd was like, all right, I feel better. Somebody got him. But somebody had, I know when he snatched Floyd Mayweather's hat, he went to run because he knew this is, however he played that in his mind, it was not about to end. Because, in your mind, I'm going to do a prank on somebody, we all going to laugh. This was not one of those situations where the other person was laughing. So he went to run, and you could see where Floyd caught him in the back of his shirt because that entire shirt neck was stretched out. Like I could have got in that shirt neck and wore it as a skirt. It was so wide. Y'all better leave us alone because we not out here playing. We sick of y'all. We sick and tired of people. Now this is one time that I really do hope that Floyd Mayweather, what's his name? Mayweather. Yeah. I really do hope he stomp a mud hole in that boy. I really do. I hope he just beat him to whenever they fight, the week after they fight. I really do. Because he deserves it. I know y'all hate me. I don't care. I really don't. Hey, Sugar Dumpling. Hey, Lady Hathor. Hey, Batman. 1194. Dang, how many beads fell out of my purse? There's beads everywhere. Oh, Lord. This is a tiger's eye. Who else is here? Gemini Awakening. Hey, y'all. And I know the person that wanted. Is Ochosi in here? Because if Ochosi ain't in here, we ain't going to do it. I think I picked up the wrong book, y'all. I'm pretty sure I did. Let's see. I may have. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe not. Wait. Oh, okay. Let's see. Okay. It is a little bit of Ochosi in here. This is interesting. Remember the other day I told y'all that a white woman who claimed to be Haitian got upset with me over a video that was a year old. And I guess she wanted to, I don't know. I don't know what she wanted. I don't want to lie on her. But it seems like she had been researching Haitian voodoo, and it seems like she was upset with me because she was trying to justify why it's okay for white people to practice voodoo. This was what I got out of the bits and pieces of what I read of her dissertation, because I'm sorry, I just couldn't read all of that because, for one, I don't care about how you feel or what you try to justify. Your justification is not going to make me change my mind about how I feel about, other people practicing things that I just don't think they should. Yeah, and you're not gonna make me change. And I do know some Caucasian people that have been initiated. I have a sister in the religion who is Caucasian, but my thing with her is she grew up in you know a community around more than just Caucasian people. She has studied. You know what I mean? She has studied. She has not come in trying to change anything or trying to figure out how she can do things differently. She has been respectful her whole entire journey. She has been, respectful, wanting to learn, respectful of everyone. And I think there's a difference in, you coming in as a Caucasian person saying that you have a right to do this, because you don't. You don't have a right. Now, whether you will be accepted by the Orisha is something totally different. I can't speak for the Orisha. And when I'm talking, I'm speaking for Lashana. I'm speaking for myself. What I won't do, what I'm not going to do, who is not going to be up under me, who is not, I'm sorry. I just cannot, I just can't. And I'm not even going to lie. I'm not even going to pretend like I can when I can't. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Like, after and I think we are in a time right now where black people are even less trusting of white people. I'm sorry. I don't trust you. I don't. And my ancestors were abused. They were abused. My mother was born in 1917. She was abused. Just from her driving, her and my dad driving from Louisiana. Did they drive from Louisiana? No, they drove from Florida to California in the 1950s. They had to have one of those travel books to let them know where it was safe to stay, where it was safe for black people to stay. So you just not gonna tell me that, uh, well, we're just gonna forget about all of that kind of stuff. We gonna forget that even happened. No, we're not. We're not. We're not going to forget. We shouldn't. Y'all don't forget about the Holocaust and, things that have happened to you. So why do we have to forget about slavery? Why do we have to forget about the things that happened and hurt our ancestors? Like hurt them to their core. I'm not going to forget. I'm not going to forget that my mother lost her baby in the cotton field. I'm not going to ever forget that. And I'm not ever going to forgive the people that did that to her. I could have had a sibling. I'm not going to forget it, and I'm not going to forgive. No, I'm not. That hurts me to know that my mother suffered and had a child in the cotton field, and the baby died, and my mother was bleeding, and they didn't take her to the hospital. They buried her baby. They let her heal for a couple of days, and she had to be back out there working. So, of course, she did not heal correctly. She had scar tissue on her uterus and cervix, and, because she didn't heal correctly. Because there was no one there to take care of her but the midwife. They didn't even call her they didn't even call a doctor. For one, she couldn't afford a doctor had they even called one. And for two, they're not about to call no doctor for no black woman. The baby dead. Get back out there to work. No, I'm not gonna forget. I'm not. And you're not gonna make me. Now, when it come up, you tell them that story. Tell them that. And then ask them why Omo Oshun feel the way she do. Tell them what happened to her mama. Okay? Okay, so it says no one really knows when a culture starts to leave its imprint on another or how. Throughout the centuries, the Spanish settlers and their descendants became increasingly interested in the ritualistic magic of the Yoruba. So, the Yoruba was already practicing. And the Spanish was like, what y'all doing? What y'all got going on? Let's see. The initial interest may have been kindled by a slave being able to cure an illness that an accredited physician was unable to conquer, or maybe by the accuracy of his predictions and spellcasting. Whatever the reason, the white man began to attend the primitive rites of the African slaves and occasionally to take part in them. So there were white people. White people have always been interested in what we were doing. Like we were never able to completely get away from them, even though they hated us. They were still interested. Interested in the women, interested in the religion. Now, they were forcing us at this time to be Christian. So we would have to leave, and go out into the woods to, do whatever it was that we were doing. And of course, they would catch people out there doing that. And it wasn't always stop doing that. Sometimes it was, what are y'all doing? What y'all doing? Show me how to do it. As the magical rituals of the Yoruba became more popular, the Spaniards, slowly overcoming the natural retents of the African priests, managed to learn most of the intricate legends and rites of the cult until they were allowed to participate in the initiation ceremonies. As soon as the initiate reached adepthood, he renamed the Yoruba practices and called them Santeria. See? So instead of just going on, with it, you take it on and then want to change. That's the kind of stuff that aggravates me about white people to this day wanting to practice these religions, because I've heard white people say things like, "Oh, there should be no animal sacrifices. This religion should be vegan." There's animal sacrifice in the Bible. Should the Bible be vegan, Becky? He himself became known as a Santero. He preserved the African names of the Orisha and used them in conjunction with the names of the Catholic saints with which they had become identified. So that's how, when you go into certain candle shops, the each Orisha has a Catholic saint attached to it. That's mostly for Spanish people because they use both. If you go into an Orisha house that is predominantly black, you won't see that. You will see just the Orishas by themselves. But if you go into a Orisha house that has a lot of Hispanic people in there, you will see them using the saints and the saints and the Orisha together, because each Orisha has a Catholic saint attached to them. So if you go into like a any of the stores that sell the candles, and I don't have any of my candles here with me. But if you go in there, you will see normally on one side it is the Catholic saint, and then on the opposite side of the candle it is whatever Orisha. I mean, they do have some candles that are straight Orisha with no Catholic saint, but there are a lot of them that have the Catholic saint on one side, and some of them even have the prayer in Spanish on that side of the candle also. So just, look and see go to your um when you go to your candle store or whatever. I don't want to read all of this. So let me go to here. Okay, so in this book they have Ochosi listed as the divine hunter, synchronized in Santeria, which would be the Spanish part, as San Idro Labrador. Labrador? That sounds like a dog. My Spanish is horrible. I took Spanish in ninth grade and never took it again. But you can look it up. Just type in Ochosi in Ochosi Santeria and it'll come up. Ochosi is very popular in Santeria and is a member of the powerful triad known as the Warriors, composed of him, Ochosi, Elegua, and Ogun. So when you receive your warriors, and that is a pot that you receive with certain utensils in them, you are receiving. And I think when you get that, you will receive elegua also. Depends on, I think, who does it. So you will receive ochosi, you will receive elegua, and you will receive ogun. Because, like when you receive your elekes, most people receive elegua by himself in your elekes. But it's totally different to receive your warriors. You receive your elekes, your warriors is the next step, and then you are crowned a priest. Or you can go from your elekes, you can skip the whole warrior situation because it could be deemed that you don't need them at the time, and just get crowned, because when you get crowned you receive all of them anyway. Let me go back to this because that might be a little bit too much, and we'll talk about that later. It says, but Ochosi is no longer worshipped in Nigeria because all of the inhabitants of the city he ruled were brought to the New World. In the traditional Yoruba religion, the various Orisha come in contact with each other. Sometimes they love each other, sometimes they battle each other, but their contacts always take place on a supernatural level. Human beings never interact with or petition more than one Orisha. I don't know what he means by that. In Santeria, the Santeros and their followers interact with and petition all of the Orishas, not just the one in whose mysteries they are initiated. Okay, so say for instance, I'm not say for instance, but I'm a child of Oshun. So I don't just work with Oshun, I can work with everybody because when you get initiated, you're gonna receive the secrets or mysteries of more than just Oshun. You're going to receive them all. Everybody that you need, basically. But just like you have the Elekes for, all of the Orishas, you're going to receive pots for all of them and whoever else comes forward that you need during that period of time. And just because you are crowned and you receive, say you're crowned, you receive myself, I will receive Oshun. I will be crowned Oshun if that's, we're using that as an example. Because just like I said, just because I'm a child of Oshun does not mean that I will get crowned Oshun. I could be a child of Oshun right now and, get a reading and Ochosi could come forward or Yah can come forward. So when you receive when you get crowned a priest, you receive whoever head you are crowned with. So I'm crowned Oshun, so I receive Oshun. And I would also receive Oya, Obatala, Elegua, Shango, um, Yemaya and whoever else comes forward at that time to say, yeah, I'm in this too. Because when you have your reading with the Babalao, the Orishas speak then. They come forward then and say, hey, yeah, I'm part of this too. I'm going to be there. And there is no ceremony without Elegua. There's no ceremony without Obatala. Did I say Obatala? There's no ceremony without Obatala. They have to be there because Elegua opens and closes the doors. So he's going to open the door for the Orisha to come forward during your ceremony. And after everything is closed, you have to close that door. And Elegua will end the ceremony by closing the door. So he has to be there. So let's see what else they say. It says in Santeria, the Santeros and their followers interact with, and I already read that part. It says, for instance, those Orisha who are antagonistic toward one another, like Yemaya and Oya or Shango and Ogun, are carefully kept apart in the ceremonies and are never fed together. In other words, the Santeros participate in the feud between their Orisha, observing and respecting it, but never attempting to alter. So, so we all know that Yemiya, Oya, Shango, and Ogun, they then had some problems in the past. So during ceremonies, they are kept away from each other. Okay, because yeah, it can go down for real. I was at a ceremony one time, and Ogun came down on his person, on one of the people, a priest. And I don't know what made these people give him his machete, but someone went in the back and gave him his machete. And do you know he cleared that house? He, and I was new, you know, I didn't, I didn't know what to expect. I had never seen anything like that. I was there with my big sister in the religion who was a priest at the time. So, you know, I knew that he was getting possessed. You could tell because he started dancing, very violently, and they, was putting coconut water on him and trying to cool him down, and they took him in the back and dressed him. So they took him in the back and dressed him like Ogun, and the drummers were, because they know what to do. So the drummers were, playing the Ogun music, and we was all doing the Ogun dance. I mean, it was wild. Do you hear me? Like the. If you have never been to a bimbe, please find someone to take you to them. Been back. The energy was, I can't even explain it. But we was doing the Ogun dance, and if you want to know what the Ogun dance is, you got to look it up on Instagram. And I can't play the music either. But they was playing the music and they was singing a song for Ogun, and honey, he came out and he had the whole Ogun, he had his whole costume on, child, and somebody had then gave him a machete in the back when they dressed him, because that's part of when the Orisha come down, they need the accoutrements that they normally use. So honey, he came back into that room, and he was eyes was this big, and he was wielding that machete over his head. In Jesus Christ, everybody backed up. And the house that we was in was not that big. It wasn't big enough for Ogun to be out here, with a machete. A real one. This wasn't no machete from like Party City. This was real. This was a real machete. So he I got allergies, okay? So he came out wheeling that machete. The music was playing. The drummers was drumming. We was dancing until we saw him coming out. Then everybody started backing up towards the wall. Everybody trying to get away. And my first thought was, back up. No, let's get the hell out of here. And I looked at my god sister because she knew I was scared to death. And she was like, I was scared to blink. Do you hear me? You know how you get so scared that you feel that sweat just trickle, like you're sweating, and you feel that sweat just run down the middle of your back. That's how I was. I don't think I've ever been that fearful of my life. And I kept looking, at my god sister, because she was kind of like in the front, and they were doing things to appease him, to appease Ochosi. Like they were bringing him food, and they were bringing him offerings and stuff to to try to get him to calm down. So we were all still kind of like in the back, just kind of like looking like, okay, are they gonna calm him down, or am I gonna need to get the hell up out of here? Because I was scared. I ain't gonna lie. I was scared. I was a newbie. Also, like I hadn't been in, this for long. And the scary thing for me is I have been called out by Orisha before, not knowing what to expect. And I'm like, is he gonna know I'm new? Is he gonna come snatch me and be like, oh, who brought new booty? And, I was just, no, I was so scared. So they eventually calmed him down. They eventually, they were giving him um, offerings, and they were like blowing cigar smoke in his face. They were doing all kind of stuff. I don't really know what all of that meant, but whatever it meant, it worked, and he eventually laid there, laid down that machete, and we were able to start dancing again. So one thing that I have noticed is normally when they have situations like that, they won't only one Orisha will come down at a time, because they know which Orishas be funking with each other. And they ain't trying to have them problems, because just like Chelsea got his machete and stuff. Shango got his axe, and you just don't want those two things to be like clashing with each other, because then you don't want Oya out here trying to fight Yemi Ya, because they didn't have beef in the past, and you just don't want those problems. So there is a way that the musicians play in order to, keep harmony. But honey, if I tell you that I was scared to death that day, I was scared to death. I was like, why did I leave the Baptist people? Because I didn't have to worry about nobody coming in the church with a machete when I was with the Baptist people. But honey, it was interesting. It really was. It was really interesting. Honey, Ogun almost turned out the whole entire Bembe because I was this close to getting in my car. I was. But they don't want you to leave a Bembe until, all is said and done because after, they got him calmed down and stuff, then he was um blessing people. He was like picking certain people and, blessing them. I mean, yeah, after they got him calmed down, but he came through there about to tear up this. I'm like, oh, is he gonna tear up this woman's house? Honey, I was like, Lord, don't let this man tear this woman's whole house up. Oop, who apologized and what y'all had to apologize for? Oh, using emojis. Okay, let me see. What else does it say? Oh, it says likewise, a Santero can never initiate the child of an Orisha who is the lover or mate of his own Orisha. So there is, like when you have godparents, they will tell you who they can and cannot crown. Like some people can't crown if they're Oshun, they may not be able to crown a Shango, you know, but they are supposed to tell you that when you join the house or before you join the house. They're supposed to tell you because when you're in the process of joining an Orisha house, if you go through it the correct way and you get a reading, your godmother or godfather, because it could be, either one, is going to know who you are. They're going to know from rip if they can crown you or not. Now, if they can't crown you, then there's someone else in the house. They will go up to the next person, the next higher person, and then that person can crown you because they're going to be there anyway. But if your godmother can't do it, then it's going to be limited how she is to participate. So she is not participating as your godparent anymore because she can't crown you. But all of that should come out in the beginning. Like you shouldn't wait until after you join the house and then realize that this person can't even crown you. If she's being honest, he or she is gonna tell you that from the gate. What they can, what they can and cannot do. It says, for example, a son of Shango should never initiate a son or daughter of Oshun. So, like me, I'm the child of Oshun. I couldn't initiate a child of Shango. And likewise, it would have to be somebody else. And you learn these things when you get into a house and, you kind of see what's going on and you see what your godmother can and cannot do. This is why I have asked you guys to read these books before you just go to some random person. So at least you will have a little bit of knowledge. You'll be like, no, that don't sound right. That don't sound like what Miss Oshun told us. Or that's not in the book. That's what they say. Let me go home and look it up. Even if you don't have the book, look it up on the internet. When somebody tell you something, if it don't agree with your spirit or it don't, kind of sound right, look it up. Don't just take people's word for it. That's why I use books. So you can be like, oh, well, she can be telling us anything. Well, I'm telling you what's in this book. Just like the preacher telling you what's in the Bible. And you believe that. So it says, for example, a son of Shango should never initiate a son or daughter of Oshun because Oshun and Shango are lovers. Oshun and Shango done did things. Shango and Oya done did things. Shango and Yemiya, they did, okay? A lot of them done did things. Since the Santero is considered to be the spiritual father of the initiate, such an initiation would be considered an incestuous act. So, to the Santero, the Orishas are not remote divinities ensconced in their heavenly niches, far removed from worldly matters. So, they're not. On the contrary, they are vibrant, living entities who take an active part in his everyday life. One does not pray to an Orisha on bent knees. One confronts him or her face to face, either as a force of nature in the wind, in the fire, in the sea, or better yet, when the Orisha has taken possession of one of his or her children. For at this time, it is not only possible to talk to an Orisha, the Orisha can also answer back. So when an Orisha possesses an initiate, if that person has been given the ashe to speak, you can talk to the Orisha during that time when the person is possessed with the Orisha, like when the person is at a bimbe or the drums are playing and the Orisha has mounted that person. Okay, so one time I was at a ceremony and Oshun came down, and when Oshun comes down, it's she's very flirty, and she laughs because she's happy. So she came to me and she said, two rams can't drink from the same water fountain. Not water fountain, but water hole. And you know me, I was like, all right then. I mean, just over my head. No idea what she meant. None whatsoever. Confused. Okay? But, she hugged me and she kissed me. I don't know if she told me she loved me, but I was just so happy that she spoke to me. that I didn't care what she said. She could have said, your feet ugly. I'd have been like, okay. I was just that excited. So after everything was over and the person that Oshun had possessed had come back to herself, my Aibona was like, um, she had a message from Oshun. And she was like, tell her what Oshun said to you. And I was like, well, she was like, two rams can't drink from the same water hole. And so she was like, do you know what that means? And I was like, no. And so she was like, are you having problems with your boyfriend right now? And I was like, and she was like, that's not the man for you. That's not your husband. She said, you two are going to continue to clash because you are both rams. And you will continue to butt heads until you leave each other alone. And you talk about somebody boo hooing. Do you hear me? I got in my car after everything was over. I got in my car and cried all the way home. But she was right. We didn't get married. I married Eric. She was right. It never worked out between he and I. And what happened was, I found out that he had been holding a secret. Well, he had been lying to me. And he had been holding a very important secret. So, that was one of the very interesting um, encounters that I had with Oshun that, I will never, ever forget. So, yeah, the Orishas do, um, they do talk to you when a person is possessed. Their Orisha, may have a message for you that is important. That's the reason why they take on the human form and speak to us in English, even though they're, what they say may be weird, like that was, but it was true. So, where are we? Oh, we getting ready to go because we had 32%. So, oh yeah, you real late. You real late, Reggie. You're gonna have to watch the you're gonna have to watch the playback. So does anybody have hi Rico the Brat? Does anybody have any questions about what we talked about today? Don't try not to go farther than where we are today. Try to stay um I know that what we talked about today was a lot. So if you have a question, try to keep it about what we talked about today, because what we talked about today was a lot. But I am going to, uh, you know, redo and reintroduce some of the other Orisha, because I noticed that people, even though I have a whole playlist up about the Orisha, people would rather me just do it again than go back and watch a older video. So I am just gonna just go back and um, do some of those over again. Um, if it's a repeat of what you learned already, obviously Spirit wants you to, for whatever reason, hear it again. And if it is a new teaching for you, I hope that you take notes. And if you want to follow along with me, I will always tell you guys what materials I'm using. If I'm getting it from a website, I will tell you what website it is. But I do like this book. I don't think I've finished this book either. I mean, I've went through, and hit different points, but I don't think I finished the whole book. Because some of this doesn't. Oh, you know what? Tomorrow, let's talk about the elect eggs. Let's do that. Let's talk about tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Let's talk about the elect eggs. So, um, I'm not sure what time. What time is best for everybody? I'm in California, and it is 7:30 here now. So, is 6 o'clock my time good for you guys? Is that too late for you guys? Because I know with 7 o'clock here, it's 10 o'clock in some places. What's a good time for everybody? And I will try to, you know, kind of reach a middle ground and see if we can get a good time for all of us. Because I'm cool. I can do these in the morning. Nah, I'm not a morning person. I was gonna say I could do them in the morning, but nah, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna be here in the morning. Um, Afternoon is better for me. I'm more alert in the afternoon. So okay, well, Kate, if you change your name again, just let me know so I can know it's you. And I haven't been to the post office yet. Kay, am I gonna go tomorrow? I should. I should go tomorrow. So I mean, but when I go, I'll let you know. I'll send you the tracking information, or I'll just tell you here. And let me say this again to the other members who have not received their Oshun bracelet. You need to email me your address so that I can get it to you. And for the people who watch the channel and are not channel members, the bracelets are available for you also, but you have to give me a donation. The reason why the members are not having to pay for theirs is because they have already paid. They belong to, they have joined the channel. So basically, they've already paid. So this is my way of giving back to them because a lot of them, some of y'all other people, y'all could be claiming your card reading from you members that don't get your card reading. If you want to bless somebody else in somebody who is a regular, that's not a member, if y'all want to bless one of them, then let me know. Pick the person that you want to bless, and let me make sure that they are at least a regular on the channel. And I give them your card reading because y'all not even coming forward being like, "Where's my card reading for the month?" Because I ain't gonna chase you down now. That's like your mama. She didn't cook the food. She done got tired. She done went and laid down. She done told you the food in there. Now she ain't gonna make the plate after she done cooked. You gotta go in there and make your own plate. Now I done set the perks for you. The only thing you have to do is claim them. I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. So if you want to donate your reading to another person, then let me know. And we'll do it like that. Because I got time. I'm here. And I am yeah, I like the late afternoon. Okay. Late afternoon is good for me because my husband goes to work at 2 and I do have time. So we'll figure that out. But what I'll do is an hour or so before I go live, I'll put it in the community tab what time it's going to be. So y'all make sure you're checking the community tab because that's where the information and stuff will be because you can't rely on YouTube to give you notifications because they notify you when they want to, and when they don't want to, they don't. Okay. So I appreciate you guys, all of you. Thank you for coming. Just spur of the moment. If you want to get that book, it is on Amazon. Because I know Tina ordered hers. Now we did find out that there is more than one version of this book in print. There is the one that I have that has pictures of um, different saints. This is Shango's axe. So, and then there is one that does not have pictures. It's just the book. So there's different ones. And if you want the pictures, if you want to look at the pictures, then I don't know how you would make sure that the one that you order has um, pictures, but you're gonna have to check and see. So that's what mine looks like because the white part are pictures. And I got this book eons ago, and I didn't get it online. I actually purchased that from a Botanica. So it's just up to you, I guess, like which one you think is important. Okay, so that's it, guys. I love you guys, and I will more than likely see you tomorrow because I definitely won't see you Sunday. As a matter of fact, a friend of mine that I grew up with, he lost his dad, and they're having a graveside memorial uh, Saturday, and I'm not really sure if I can tolerate that type of energy right now because all of my white clothes are packed down, and I really don't feel like going through the storage looking for them. And I don't feel like going to purchase anything white, and I just really don't feel comfortable going to the cemetery unless I'm really covered because I have, been having some weird dreams and just feeling somewhat spiritually vulnerable. and I'm not really sure if the cemetery is the best place for me um, right now. And on top of that, Sunday is Mother's Day, and I always get like super emotional around Mother's Day, and I just don't really think that the cemetery is the best place for me right now. So I'm not really sure if I'm going to make it to his service. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to talk to my husband about that when he gets back, when he gets off work tonight. And I'm not really sure what we're doing for Mother's Day, but it's not gonna be too much because it's weird after you lose your mother, you just I don't know. I just really don't care about um, going out celebrating because even though I have kids and I know that my kids love me, it's just like I don't have anything to celebrate. Like my kids would be celebrating me, but I don't feel like, you know, I have that to celebrate. So, Mother's Day, I may be balled up in a corner somewhere. Um, who knows? So this is going to be a interesting weekend because I can go from being the happiest person in the world 1 minute to deep under the covers with 5 blankets in a 20-pound weighted blanket on top of me, and just like that. So I'm gonna see how I'm able to control myself. How I'm able to control myself this weekend. But who knows? My husband may be like, "Come on, let's go shopping," or it's gonna have to be something. Like I'm gonna have to like get some new Crocs or something to get myself out of the not having my mother funk. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I appreciate you. I love you. Gizmo is asleep. That's why he's so quiet. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.